channel, The Fit Yogi. My name is Rob, and today I will be guiding you through a yoga sculpting inspired class. Basically what that means is I'll be doing some asanas that you would typically see in a yoga class. I'll be incorporating some resistance training using small handheld weights, or if you don't have that, I'll show you some alternatives to do things such as bicep curls, tricep extensions, overhead extensions. Also be working the lower body, doing squats and lunges, and the abs, of course. We'll first begin by stretching and doing some warm-up, some breathing exercises to, again, even though we're not doing the traditional yoga poses, we're adding on to them with resistance training. We still want to make sure that we're matching our breath to our movement to make sure that we're being mindful and that we're being present and that we're being aware of our alignment, especially now since we're going to be mainly incorporating not only the lower body as far as like lunging forward for the warrior poses, but including the upper body, which includes bending at the elbow and the shoulder. As always, listen to the body. It's okay to push yourself to slight discomfort, but never to the point of pain. That is an indicator that you need to back off, take a break, maybe decrease your weight, and then if it's okay, you can proceed. But only if the body is telling you to. As always, you'll also want to consult your primary care physician before you start any type of exercise program. That's just make sure that you are healthy enough to do the program. It's still something beginners can do, and I would encourage you to do so. It'll help you build your stamina. It'll help you build a foundation as far as your muscle endurance and strength, and also, again, helping you to incorporate your breath and your movement. Always make sure that you're hydrated. Hydrate before you start class, hydrate during, and then hydrate after, especially after and during, because that's going to replenish all the liquid and fluids that you are losing as you sweat. So, I'll see you in a second on your mat. So just some things before we get started. I have, and you may want to have as well, blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use books, stack them up maybe. I also have a variety of different weight sizes, all the way from 3 pounds up to 8 pounds. I have a medicine ball that we may be using for Russian twists. We'll see how much time we have. And then I also have a strap, and that will be used for our stretching and just to help with range of motion as far as if you ever do anything behind the back and you can't get the hands together, you can use a belt or a strap, a tie, a towel, anything that you have handy. And that's going to assist with working on your flexibility and getting those hands closer and closer and closer. You don't want to go too far too fast because that could result in injury. If you injure yourself, you're going to be out for who knows how long, weeks, months, and that's obviously counterproductive. So let's go ahead and get started. Sitting nice and tall. If you have tight hip flexors or low back, you might want to grab a cushion or a blanket that you can prop up underneath your hips, under your buttocks to sit on. It'll elevate you and help. Otherwise, let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall, lengthening the spine up through the crown of the head. Put your hands on your knees and pull back slightly, noticing the muscles that engage in the upper back, opening up the chest and the shoulders, engaging the core, the abs, the glutes. Just breathe normally, noticing the natural rise and fall of the chest as you inhale and exhale. Beginning to settle the mind, the breath. On your next inhale, inhale fully all the way up to the top of your lungs and pause. And then exhale fully, engaging the abs at the bottom of the breath to really expel, get all that stagnant air out. And then inhale again, all the way up to the collarbone, pause. And then exhale. Doing a few rounds of these at your own breath cycle. Still seated tall, lengthening through the spine and the crown of the head. Beginning to be aware of the breath and the movement of the chest, how the diaphragm, the ribs, the abs engage as you inhale and exhale, and start to connect the breath with the body and the mind. And then inhale as normal, pausing at the top. This time as you exhale, exhale through your mouth. Almost as if you're trying to fog up a mirror. And repeat that, this time noticing the positioning of the muscles in the throat as you inhale and exhale especially. Then our next exhale, we're going to close the lips, but we're still going to tighten the throat. Still making that sound, but it's going to just be contained in the throat. So it's going to sound. This is your ujjayi, or victory breath, also referred to ocean breath, because of the sound that the air makes as it travels up and down your throat as you inhale and exhale. This will be the breath that you maintain throughout your practice. If you ever lose control of your pranayama, or breath control, breath extension, just go ahead and come into child's pose or a resting pose until you regain your composure, and then you can rejoin the class. Again, always listening to the body. From here, we'll set our intention for our class, what we hope to accomplish. It can be a variety of things, anywhere from a quality that you would like to not only emulate on the mat, but maybe carry out through the rest of your day. 3 concepts I like to keep in the back of my mind are gratitude, always showing gratitude, showing forgiveness, even when it's tough to do so, and then asking for guidance, getting past the ego, the pride. And on our next inhale, we're going to lift the arms to the sides and up. Palms touch at the top. Exhale down the midline, hands to heart center. Repeat, inhale. Exhale. One last time, inhale. This time as we exhale, the right hand's going to come to the right, about a foot out. We're going to inhale up through the left fingertips. Bending over to the right. Left arm comes over left ear. Keeping the left butt cheek in contact with the mat. Bottom shoulder forward, top shoulder back. The chest nice and square to the front of the room. Each inhale, lengthen. Exhale, side bend a little bit further. This time as we inhale, the right hand's going to come up to meet the left. Exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, side bend. Keeping the right cheek on the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Neck aligned with the spine. Last time, inhale. Exhale, left arm comes up to meet the right. Right hand comes behind for support. Left arm reaches across. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, sit up tall. Lengthening up through the crown or top of the head. And then as you exhale, gently twist, looking over the right shoulder. It's the beginning of our practice, so we don't want to go too far, too fast. Just beginning to warm up the body and the joints and the muscles. And release the gaze back forward, and then switch sides. Left hand comes behind, right hand reaches across. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder. And then releasing the gaze back to the front of the room, squaring the shoulders. Inhale the arms up. Exhale with the flat back, come forward. Once the hands come in contact with your mat, go ahead and allow the back to round, releasing the forehead Option to walk the fingers towards the front of the mat. Inhale, walk the hands back. Switch the crossing of the legs. Again, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, walk the hands back. Now we're simply going to roll over our knees, or however you need to, come into tabletop
position, which just means on all fours with the wrist underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips, taking a few rounds of cat
cow. So inhale, arch the back, push the sits bones up towards the sky, and then look forward, shoulders back. And then as you exhale, one vertebrae at a time, begin to round the back, tuck the pelvis, release the head. And then inhale, arch the back. Sits bones reach towards the sky. Now go ahead and take a few of these at your own breath cycle. Really exaggerating the motion, the movement. Getting a nice stretch in the spine. Now coming back to a neutral spine. Beginning with your right leg, we're going to, initiating with the knee coming out to the side, we're just going to bring it up so that the thigh is level with the floor. And then back down. And then we're going to kick back and up. Again, the knee staying locked into position. Bring it down and into the side. And then repeat. Keeping a flat back, engaging the abs. Squeezing at the top of each movement. Should be feeling this in the glutes, the hamstrings, side of the legs. Squeeze. Now hold and pulse. Release, back, pulse. Release, switch sides. To the side, back down, and then back. Again, keeping the knee locked. Squeezing at the top. Let's do two more. This time, come to the side, pause, and pulse. Release, and back, pulse. And then release back down. Bring the knees to the edge of the mat, bring the big toes together, sit back, child's pose. This can be your resting pose. Again, if you ever need to regain your pranayama breath control, come to this pose, and then once you regain control of the breath, just rejoin the class. Going to begin to warm up the shoulder and hip joints. So coming back into tabletop, bringing the knees back underneath the hips. Tucking the toes, we're going to be pushing back into downward facing dog. Just make sure the fingers are spread nice and wide. Majority of the weight coming into the index and thumb, not dumping into the wrists. Toes should be tucked. We're going to initiate by lifting the sits bones up towards the sky while straightening the legs, engaging the ab muscles. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, push back. Checking your form, externally rotate the shoulders or rotate them out. Inner thighs should rotate in and up. And then allow the chest to fall towards the top of the thighs. So go ahead and bend the knees and bring the chest close to the top of the thighs. Touch if you can. And then keeping the upper body as is, simply just straighten the legs. And then repeat, bend the legs. And straight. Now we're going to inhale, round the upper back. Shoulders should come above the wrists, upper push-up position. Knees drop, untuck the toes. Sit back into child's. Come back forward into tabletop, tuck the toes, exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, round into upper push-up. Knees drop. Exhale, push back. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale. This time as we inhale, we're going to round the back. We're going to keep on going, dropping the hips towards the mat. We're going to release the knees, untuck the toes, sit back, child's pose. Keeping the forearms in contact with the mat, we're going to come forward, lifting the sits bones up towards the sky, and then we're simply going to bring the chest, stomach, hips onto the mat, stretching up into cobra. Exhale, pushing back into downward facing dog. Repeating that 3 more times. Forward, upward, untuck the toes, sit back, child. Forearms contact with the mat. Come through, cobra. Untuck the toes, sit back. Downward facing dog. And then repeat. Come through. Push back, downward facing dog, and hold. And then from downward facing dog, right leg lifts. Inhale and hold. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, kick back. Repeat, knee to chest. Again, kick. Knee to chest. Inhaling on the way up. Exhale as the knee comes into the chest. Let's do 3 more. Last one. Set the right foot down. Left leg comes up. Hold. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, knee to chest. Then repeat. Last one. Set the left foot back. Bend the knees, come up onto the toes, look in between the hands. Step to the front of the mat. Forward bend. Allowing the chest to come in contact with the top of the thighs. So if that means you need to bend the knees to do so, then bend the knees. Allowing the hamstrings to open up. And as we inhale, we're going to come to a flat back. Hands can be underneath the knees on the shins or on the mat. Exhale, release the chest to the thighs. And then inhale, one vertebrae at a time, come to standing. The head being the last to lift. And then the arms come up to the sides, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. And release the arms to the sides, palms facing forward. Tadasana or mountain pose. Checking our alignment. Ankles aligned with knees. Knees with hips. Hips with shoulders. And then shoulders with ears, so bring that head back. Engaging the abs, shoulders back.
Inhale, arms lift, palms touch. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release the hands, step.
Back 1 foot at a time. Upper push-up position. Inhale. If you need to drop the knees, do so. Exhale, lower down. Belly all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift just the chest up off the mat. Baby cobra. And hold. Exhale, release the left cheek to the mat. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, right cheek to the mat. This time, option to come up into baby cobra, or to straighten the arms, you can come into full cobra, or you can lift the top of the legs up off the mat so that only tops of the feet and the palms are touching. Upward facing dog. And as you exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, come up onto the toes, step to the front of the mat. Forward bend. Now if you have lighter weights, grab those. These are actually 2 pounds, which is fine for me. We just need some added resistance. We don't need to grab 20 pounds or 25 pounds. It's not that type of class. So sit back. Bring the arms forward. Chair. Exhale. Palms to the back. Stand up tall. Inhale, thumbs up. Chair. Exhale, stand up, palms back. Do 5 more. Make sure you're sitting back like you're sitting in a chair. Keep that back nice and supported, engaging the abs, shoulders down. Squeeze at the top. Last one. Squeeze. And then forward bend. Release the weights. Come to a flat back. Hands come to the mat. Step 1 foot back at a time. Upper push-up. Option to drop the knees. Chaturanga. To cobra or upward dog. Pushing back. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look, step or float, top of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale with a flat back, come all the way up. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot steps back, right knee down. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale. Exhale, release the hands, step back, knees down, chest, stomach, hips, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up, exhale, step through, left knee comes down, inhale, exhale. This time left foot steps up to meet the right, forward bend, inhale to a flat back, exhale, fold, inhale, rise, exhale the hands to heart center, inhale, release and lift, exhale, fold, inhale to a flat back, exhale, release the hands, left foot steps back, left knee down, inhale, exhale, step back, knees down, chest, stomach, hips, push back, downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths, alternate bending the knees, walking your dog. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step through. Bring the right foot close to the right hand. Drop that left knee down. Inhale the arms up.
As we exhale, we're going to release the hips towards the mat. Inhale, lengthen up through the fingers. Exhale, release.
Again, inhale and exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. Back knee comes up. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, step the left foot through to the left hand. Right knee down. Inhale. Exhale, release the hips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Back knee comes up. Left foot steps back. Downward facing dog. Look in between the hands, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. The flat back, inhale, come up. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Inhale, release and lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float. Chaturanga. To upward dog or cobra. Push back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step through. Right foot to right hand. Grabbing the weights, keeping that back knee up. You're going to inhale, coming up into crescent. Checking our form. You need to reposition the feet. Do so, keeping the knee over the ankle. Externally rotate the inner thigh. Pull back on the outer thigh so the hips are in socket, facing forward. Bring the palms so they're facing forward. Straighten the leg. This time as you bend the leg, also bend the elbows, bicep curl. And then repeat. Keeping the elbows tucked into the sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release the hands back down to the sides. Come forward into runner's lunge, releasing the weights. Step back, downward facing dog. Left leg comes up, inhale. Exhale, step through, grabbing your weights. Inhale, coming into crescent on the left. Palms forward again. Straighten that front leg. Bicep curl. leg. Chest comes over that front thigh. Drop the weights. Step back. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look in between the hands. Step or float. Forward bend. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Grabbing the weights. This time sit back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, arms come to the back. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. 3 more. Last one. Drop the weights. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, release and lift. This time sit back in the chair. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step or float. Chaturanga. Upward to downward. Right leg lifts. Inhale. Exhale, step through. Grabbing the weights. This time we're going to bring that foot about a 45-degree angle, the back foot, or to whatever is comfortable. We're going to come up into Warrior 1 as far as the lower body. So same positioning. External rotation, knee over ankle. If you need more room to open up the inner thigh so your leg's not coming in, just bring that back hip forward more so that the hips are square to the front of the room, as well as the shoulders. This time we're going to bring the arms up, shoulder height, straighten the front leg. And then as we bend the leg, push the weights up overhead. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To shoulders, down, and out over that front thigh. Release the weights, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step through. Grabbing the weights, back foot, 45-degree angle. Inhale, coming up, checking the form, engaging the core, the glutes, protecting the low back. You need to reposition the legs. Reposition the legs. Hips square at the front of the room. Bring the hands and weights to shoulder height. Straighten the front leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Weights back to the shoulders. Bend out over that front thigh. Release the weights. Hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look in between the hands, step or float. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Sit back. Fingertips brush the mat. Come up. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale, release and lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, if you haven't already, grab your weights. Some of the flat back, you come up again, arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Keeping the arms up, we're going to bring the right knee to our chest. Hold. Now as we begin to lean forward, that front leg is going to come back, stepping back into crescent. Bring the weights to shoulder height. Option 1 is to lean over that front thigh, keeping the back nice and straight, keeping the tops of the arms or the triceps parallel with the floor. And we're simply going to hinge at the elbows. Tricep kickbacks. This is option 1. Option 2 would be to step into the left foot, float the right foot up off the mat, and then do the same movement. Keeping the back nice and flat. So wherever you're at, accept it without judgment. Trying to keep that lunge in the front leg. Let's do 2 more. If you lose your balance, it happens. Just get right back in. Then go ahead and lower the weights. Step the left foot back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look in between the hands. Staff or float. Forward bend. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold, grabbing your weights. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Arms stay. This time, left knee comes to chest. And hold. Shifting the weight into the right foot, trying to distribute it equally between all 4 corners of the foot. Engaging the abs. Relaxing the shoulders. Slight bend in the knee for the standing leg. Then begin to lean forward. Kick that leg back. Step back, crescent. Bring the weights to shoulder height. Come forward. And again, with the tricep kickbacks. Option 1, again. Option 2. And 10. Release the weights in the hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths. Right leg lifts. Exhale. Step through. Grab your weights. This time turn the back foot parallel with the back of the mat. Come up and then just windmill the arms open. Warrior 2. Go ahead and release the arms so that the weights are out in front of you. Checking your form. External rotate. Knee over ankle. Grounding the pinky toe side of the back foot. Strong abs and glutes. Straighten the front leg. And as the shoulders are square with the side of the room, this movement is going to consist of bring the arms up and out as if you're coming into Warrior 2. Again, make sure that inner thigh comes out. And as you straighten, and then repeat. Four, 3, 2, last one. We're simply going to rotate. So we're facing the front of the room, coming back onto the ball of that back foot. And then we're going to come back down to the mat. Step the right foot back. Left leg lifts, inhale. Step through. Taking the weights. Back foot parallel with the back of the mat. Inhale to flat back, come up. Arms, windmill open. Bring the weights down, straighten the front leg. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Lean out over. Place the weights down. Step back. Inhale, round the back, coming into upper push-up position. Option to drop the knees. Otherwise, we're going to come down, keeping the elbows tucked into the sides. All the way to the mat. Arms come to our sides. Preparing for locust, which consists of bringing the chest and shoulders, arms and legs up off the mat, pushing the pelvis into the mat. So preparing, inhale, exhale, lift. Squeeze in the triceps, trying to bring the shoulder blades together. Squeeze the glutes as you push the pelvis into the mat. Point the toes, flexing the calves, the tops and backs of the thighs. See if you can bring the shoulders back a little bit more, raising the upper chest up off the mat. And exhale, release right cheek to the mat. Bring the hands next to the chest. Now keeping the elbows tucked in and staying on the knees. We're going to push up. And slowly lower down. Count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Without touching the mat. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the hands closer. And then repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now bring the hands to the outside of the mat. Come forward. Slowly lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sit back. Child's pose. Inhale, come back up into tabletop. Keeping that right knee down, we're going to bring the left foot back, come onto the side of the foot, and extend the left arm up. And then if you need to, you can bring that bottom leg out further, toes tucked or untucked. And I'm simply going to lift the back leg and release. Option 1. Option 2. Bring that elbow and knee together, or as close as you can get. Four, 3, 2, 1. Release the foot, release the hand, come back into tabletop. Now we're going to switch sides. Left knee stays down, right foot comes back, right arm up. Option 1, raise that foot and leg. Option 2, elbow to knee. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Release the leg, release the hand, come back into tabletop. Sit back, sitting on top of the heels into hero's pose. Option to stay here. You need to scoot up, scoot up. If you want to grab a block, put it underneath your buttocks. Or you can bring the feet to the outsides of the thighs and sit in between, making sure that the knees stay tight. Sitting up nice and tall. If this is enough, then stay. Otherwise, bring the hands behind you. If you want to go further, maybe come onto the elbows. And if you're super flexy and you have room, you can come all the way down onto your back. Again, listening to the body, never stretching it or pushing it further than what it's ready for. Now slowly and carefully, come back up. Sit on top of the heels. Come forward. And then just sit back again. This time bring the legs out to the sides. Extend them forward. Flat back. Sit up nice and tall. If you have straps, if you have t-shirt, tie, belt, whatever, you can go ahead and grab it. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Taking the strap or what you have, bring it around the feet, and then holding on, or if you can, just grab to the bottom of the feet. I'm not trying to go too far too fast, just each time you exhale, allow the chest to fall a little bit closer to the thighs, and then release the forehead. Inhale, come back up. Bring the soles of the feet together. Bound angle, or you may know it as butterfly. Some options, if this is too much, just bring the arms behind you, open up the chest. You'll automatically feel the stretch in the inner groin muscles. Or, if you choose to, you can keep that flat back. You can use your elbows as additional resistance. Maybe help push down on the knees. Maybe open up the feet in front of you like a book. Super flexy, maybe lean out forward. Whatever feels right. Now keeping the right leg as is, extend the left. Bring the right knee to the chest. Right foot comes over the left leg. You can either stay here, or you can bring the front leg back behind. Only if you can keep both sits bones or butt cheeks in contact with the mat. Option 1 is to bring the left forearm to the outside of the right knee. Just squeeze in nice and tight. Option 2 would be to inhale the arm up. As you exhale,
Left elbow to the outside of the right knee.
sitting up nice and tall. And as you exhale, twisting, looking over the right shoulder. Exhale, release the gaze, and release the arms, bowing to the left. Inhale, come back up. Switch. So right leg extended, left foot inside of right thigh. Bring that knee into the chest. Left foot over right leg. Option to bring that right leg behind as well. And then same two options. Either squeeze, or inhale the right arm up. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. pull. And twist, looking over the left shoulder. Exhale, release the gaze forward. Release the arms, bow to the right. Inhale, come up. Legs extend forward. Keeping the knees bent. Scooch the bottom towards the front of the mat. We're coming onto our backs. Option 1 is to keep the feet planted. Option 2 is to keep the knees bent, butt up off the mat. Hands can be behind the thighs or stretch out in front, or you can extend the legs. And then we're slowly going to lower down without the back or the feet touching the mat, and then come back up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And release. If you had the ball, go ahead and grab it. Otherwise, you can just bring your hands and clasp them together. Bring the legs across the ankles out in front of you. Keep the knees a little bit. You can either keep the feet, the heel in contact with the mat, or you can lift the legs up off the mat, keeping the back nice and flat and supported. And we're simply going to twist at the torso to either side. So 1, 4, 3, 2, last one. Release the ball. Scoot forward. This time we're coming all the way down. So extend the arms forward. And then one vertebrae at a time, slowly lower down. Arms extend up overhead. Bring the knees into the chest, squeeze them in. Extend the legs up. Place the hands underneath the butts, or you can keep them just palms down to the side. And then we're simply going to, very small movement, just push the tops, the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. You don't want to do too much. That's too much. Just a small movement. So initiating at the lower abs. Last one. Now, point the toes, and we're just going to slowly swimmer kick the legs down. Pause without touching the floor. And then bring them back up. And then bring the knees to the chest. Squeeze them in tight. Back side to side. Massaging the lower lumbar.
Allow the knees to...
The right left arm extends to a T. Gaze is over the left fingers. Inhale the knees back to the chest. And then switch sides. Knees to the left. Right arm to a T. Knees back to the chest, preparing for Shavasana, for finding resting pose. So just bring the forearms around the knees or shins, squeezing them in tight. We're going to engage all the muscles, starting with the feet, the calves, hamstrings, quads, glutes, biceps, pulling those knees in tight, chest and abs. I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. When I reach 1, we're going to allow the legs to extend forward, feet fall open, arms, shoulders, and head release slowly to the mat. Palms can be up to receive or down to ground with Mother Earth. So preparing, squeeze tight, 3. Tighter yet, 2. One last squeeze tight, 3, and release. Begin to bring awareness back to the physical body. Wiggle the toes and fingers. Rotate the wrists and ankles. Maybe reach the arms up overhead. Good morning stretch. Bringing the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. Coming to lay on your right side fetal position. Taking one last opportunity to be present and in the moment. And then when you're ready, carefully come up to seated. Hands to heart center. I would like to take this opportunity to remind you to be grateful for the time that you allowed yourself to come onto your mat today, for the time you took just for yourself. There's always a reminder that you allow me into your home to guide you through your practice. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I bow to you.